Hey guys, it's me, Michael, and today's question is, how do I stop the negative self-talk? Before I even start, I just want to say if this video gives you any benefit whatsoever, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It'll help it grow. So here we go. How do we get rid of negative self-talk? First, we have to understand where it comes from. We could all agree that as a baby, as a child, the first second that you got here, the first thing you got was a smack on the ass. Boom, big wake up call, right? Yeah. And you have people raise you that have their own patterns, have their own patterns of thought, their own patterns of behavior, their own cultural backgrounds, their own society backgrounds, their own tribal backgrounds. Very judgmental sometimes. It has to be this way, it has to be that way. And you go through that. And let's just throw some negative talk out there for 1 second, okay? Stuff that I went through even like everyone else. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve love. I give and give and give, and I don't get anything back for it. I just put it out there. God doesn't like me. That was a big one. I had huge battles with that. I'm fat, I'm skinny, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not good, I can't get anything right, I screw up all the time, I'm an idiot, I always make that mistake, why'd I do it again? All these different things come into play, okay? Now we have to understand where all that stuff comes from. I always said the biggest sin in the world is telling somebody they were born in sin. Okay, so now you got that on your plate. You started off with a blemish against you, right? Then you have authority figures that are grading your school papers, and from kindergarten to the 8th grade, through high school, through college, authority figures that you are taught to respect and that they know what they're talking about and you don't. Then you have husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, peer pressure, everything. And then you have the TV, and you have the media, and you have what you should look like, what you should be like, what you should act like, what you should... And you know what? If you didn't perform up to that external judgment standards of what good was, you suck. And then you stop thinking for yourself. And every decision you make, you have self-doubt because somebody else told you, no, that's not the way to do it. You're wrong. Not even giving you a chance to even try the way you were going to do it to make yourself wrong, and you're never wrong. You tried it. It didn't work out. Okay, fine, but you don't need people behind you going, I told you, you suck. That was a stupid idea. Can't tell you how many ideas I had. Lots of ideas. In my head, they're still all good. But anyway, you have to understand where the negative thought pattern, where the negative talk is coming from. You have to go back to places where you may not want to go anymore, where you got to rewind the tape and say, where did I learn that from? Why, if I'm born on a clean slate, or I can't remember anything from before I was born and I came here, where did all this stuff come from? I'll give you an example that I just came up with. And it was affecting me. Maybe 3 weeks ago. There are people I've been with in my life where I took a lot of shit that no one else would in a million years. And I stayed and I gave and I gave and I gave and I gave no matter what happened, I gave. And I took care. And when it was all over, I would hurt. What I hurt for myself, whatever, I could deal with shit. Got good at it. But what really hurt me was, what are these people going to do without me? I took on a lot of their burdens, a lot of them. I took it on my own back. And I'm not talking about anyone particular in my past. That's what I do. Like, I see stuff and and I love you and I want to make things good, and I'll take it on my back, and you know what? I'll take care of this. You just be you. I'll take care of this. But when it was over, I would hurt for them. I would hurt so bad and feel so guilty and feel so remorseful that I left somebody alone with what I know they have to deal with because I was dealing with it, because I took it off their plate, helped them with it. And I said to myself, Michael, where did you get this from? Why do you feel this way? You've been fucked over so many times. Why do you feel guilty that you're leaving somebody alone after you just did years? I'm talking about my ex-wife, you did everything and you got pummeled. And I went back. Where did I learn that from? My father, he's a good guy, tough guy, but good guy. He was the breadwinner in my family. My mom took care of the house, took care of the kids. It's hard work. She worked hard, but it wasn't for a salary. It was just out of goodness of her heart that she's great. But and she's awesome. She works hard. Worked hard, especially with me. Anyway, my dad used to always say, if something was to happen to me, what's mommy gonna do? If I die tomorrow, what's gonna happen to mommy? Who's gonna take care of her? Who's gonna this? Who's gonna that? And that really, I went back there. I didn't know why I was feeling that way. And then it popped in my head, my dad saying, what would I do? What would mommy do if I wasn't here? What would she do? And I'd see his genuine concern for her. As a little boy and a teenager, I saw that as love and a sign of loyalty, and I got your back, and I'll always be there for you, and I'll always whatever. And I can't tell you how many relationships I've had in my life that no matter how bad things got, no matter how bad you got fucked, I was there for you. I was there for you. I wasn't going to leave. I wasn't going to this. I wasn't going to that. until there was a breaking point of, you went too far. I can't live with myself with what just happened. Because if I can't sleep at night, there's something's got to end. So I found out where I learned that from. To me, I associate it with a sign of loyalty, with a sign of love. Hell, I am loyal to a fault. Loyal to a fault of stupidity, where it's got me in trouble in the past. So how do you stop the negative self-talk? When it comes up in your head. When you don't want to try something because you know it's just not going to work out. Or whatever it is. Where you're saying I'm stupid, or they're smarter than me, or this or that, or whatever. Would you have any negative self-talk at all if you had no one to compare yourself to? If there was no one, if you didn't have a book to tell you how to live, what to do, this and that, or people telling you or giving you advice or this and that, and you were holed up in a cave, and you ate 3 times a day or more, whatever it is, but you had nobody telling you jack shit, there would be no negative self-talk. I lived in the woods for a while. I lived out in nature for a while. Long time ago. Got out of the city. And I'll tell you what. It was me and my 2 dogs. Little house. And I'll tell you, you'd walk through the woods. A tree was a tree. A bird was a bird. The moon was the moon, the sun was the sun. The blue sky was the blue sky, the gray sky was the gray sky. And you know what? Nothing had anything bad to say about me. No one passed judgment on me. Nothing. Everything was one. Everything worked with each other. Trees even let me cut down their limbs to build stuff. And they were happy to share with me. Ah! I learned a lot out there. I did. And after a couple of years of being out there, went back to the city. Everybody had advice. And everybody said, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to find something, you got da. And all these things are coming up in my head, and it's just like, you know what? I was fine in the woods. I love being in nature. Spend more time in nature. Figure out why you feel a certain way. Figure out where this self-talk comes from. And then go ask a tree why you feel that way. And I know you're going to say, Michael, but a tree doesn't talk. And I'll tell you it does, just in a different language. It's a hum. It's a vibrational exchange. A dog loves you, a puppy loves you. No matter what kind of tone you use, no matter, they love you. They love you. Unconditional love, your dogs. I can understand why people like pets more than people, because the pet will always accept you. And you feel loved by it. It doesn't talk back to you. It doesn't hurt your feelings. You could sink any feeling you want into your dog, and they'll always love you. Unconditionally. Now, maybe you can understand where the negative self-talk takes place. Who projected what on you that you believed? Came to the planet as a blank tape. And that blank tape gets filled up with a lot of shit that you have to dismantle on your own. You know? You'll get to the point where you'd rather not know anything than be like what they told you. And that not knowing anything and that blank or whatever, at least I'm not an idiot. So what am I? I don't believe that I don't deserve love. Where did that come from? Why would I feel that way? Because somebody didn't accept me for me? Who knows what that person went through? Who knows what they went through? I guarantee somewhere down the line, something fucked up happened. If you came straight from their heart and you didn't hold back anything and you just loved, and that other person still had shit to say, some people could only accept love up to a certain level, up to the point of how they love themselves. And if you give any more than that, it's painful. It's like cutting them with a razor blade. Because they don't believe how good they are, the way you see them. Psh. And these people, if they leveled up to what you saw them as, they'd be fucking gods. So the next time you have a negative thought, the next time you put yourself down, the next time you doubt yourself, ask yourself this. Would God call himself an idiot? Whatever God is? Would God say, I'm not good enough? Would God say, I'm an idiot? Would God say I'm stupid? Would God say I can't get anything right? Well, what do you think you got in you? level up. You're it, baby. Have a good one. Bye-bye.